Blessed love, blessed love, blessed love. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling today? Let's get this set up. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling today? Welcome to another episode of High Grade Healers TV, High Grade Healing TV. Not really sure on the name, but we do know that this has that high grade healing for y'all, where we're going to be sharing a lot of that high grade healing information, high grade healing experiences. And it's going to be with me and Honorable Priest Kailash. And it's every Sunday. So give thanks for y'all for tuning in today. I'm so excited. I really just love connecting with y'all. I love to, interact and get it live and direct and just share this love and share these blessings and receive the love and receive the blessings from y'all. And like I was saying in the last one, I'm going to keep saying is that it's important that with the elders that we have out here right now, that we put them in the spotlight and we tune in and tap into their message. You know what I mean? So give thanks, y'all. Let me know how the sound is. Let me know how it's sounding. I got my fancy mic. It better sound fancy. If not, let me know. Otherwise, y'all, let me know how y'all feeling in the chat. What's the vibe like for the day? How has your rising been? For me over here on the West Coast, it's still a rising. But for y'all over there in the East Coast and other parts of the world, I know it's afternoon. Some of y'all in the evening, but tell me, how's it going? How y'all feeling? What's going on with y'all? Got a new moon today. What y'all doing for the new moon? What's the vibes like? Sounding fancy, giving thanks. May God bless you and protect you from people who don't like the truth and try to block the truth. Give thanks. Definitely. Sounds great. Peace and love. Sounds lovely. Rising has been outstanding. Los Angeles in the house. Give thanks. Sun-kissed in Florida. Feeling observant in silence. Give thanks. We have some sun over here in Vancouver too. And it's blessed. Whenever the sun comes out, gotta enjoy it. We know that we're lacking vitamin D. So once we get an opportunity to be out in the sun, let's go out there. Let's get out in the sun, y'all. But let's see what we're dealing with. Let's share. Let's like the stream. I can't really see the likes. Let me go see how many likes we got on here. Let's get some likes. Let's share this while we're looking forward to the priest coming in and joining us. Sending y'all love. It's beautiful time, beautiful days. It's for me on my vibe, it's the energy is just like, let's let our light shine. And it was Diwali festival I guess it was this weekend. It was Diwali, which is all about the light and about letting your light shine and bringing that light. And I feel like a lot of us, we don't allow our light to shine. We allow things to come into our lives that block our light, and we allow certain programs, certain mindsets come into our life that block our light. We allow certain, like, sometimes it's like being nice or being friendly is corny. Like I did a video the other day just about being nice and being friendly. A lot of us, like, we can't even really be nice, can't even really be friendly because we're worried about being corny, worried about being judged. But we got to let that light shine. We got to be on our purpose. We got to be on our mission and our vision, no matter what is going on around us. And we really got to tune in, y'all, because like we are the ones, like, we're looking a lot of the times, like, we look for someone else to come and save us. We're looking for someone out there to come save us and to come help us, like ally, like looking for allies, like, oh, like white people, making white people allies, or going into inclusive spaces and things like that. But for me, it's just like, we create those spaces, like we create the vibe, and we are the ones that are going to save ourselves. So let's not look for someone else to come and save us and to, do the work for us. We got to do the work ourselves. We are the one. So, you're the one listening to this, tuning into this. You are the one. And whatever that internal feeling is, whatever that vibe that you're getting, like, go all in on that. Go all in on that, y'all. Don't allow things to step in your way, get in your way, and take you off your course, take you off your path. We got to stay focused, y'all. Like, that's why there's so many distractions, because once we lose focus, that's when we get in trouble. That's when things start falling off. And that's when, things start to infiltrate what we're doing. You know what I mean? So I give thanks, give thanks. Let's see what's going on. Van Barrett, feeling great. Elijah Best. Hey, Akeem Love, currently residing in Vancouver. Do you do orders in person? Yes, we do. We definitely do orders in person. Come check out. You can come by our office, our warehouse, and you could pick up your orders. Whenever we do have out of stock online, we usually do have a few anyways in the warehouse. So you can come check us out. Just send us an email at support@akeempierre.com and let us know what you want. And then you can just come by really and vibe with us. We're here every day. So you can come vibe with us. I always love connecting with y'all in person because a lot of the orders that we get are international online. So we don't really get to connect with y'all like face to face. And this year was a year where I was planning on going on a tour. I was going to be going around to the different places in the US so we could connect with y'all and tune in and vibe with y'all like live and direct. But it's all good. We'll be out here. We'll be here on the live streams instead and connect with y'all. But yeah, I definitely love Elijah when y'all come by. So come through, come check us out. I always love it. You have an awesome personality and great energy. Always have a smile. Give thanks. Give thanks. Y'all give me a lot of love, a lot of things to feel blessed about, and there's always something to be feeling blessed about. So even if sometimes it's sad times, sometimes it's like, hard things are going on in our life, it's just to be able to find those blessings through those hardships and know that there's always a blessing. There's always something that we could learn, So we got to be masters. We got to be masters at finding those blessings. Like that's got to be our strongest thing. We got to. Blessed love. Yes, absolute throat chakra was on pause until I realized fear is internally fed. Give thanks. Noontime, Charlotte Pacific, Charlotte, North Carolina. Give thanks. Talk to him, big homie. Give thanks. It's funny. I spent an evening in Charlotte, and this was years ago when I was in Charlotte, probably like 10 years ago, and I was so happy to be in Charlotte. And I went to I think it was Waffle House. I went to one of those waffle places, and y'all, that was my most exciting thing. Like, oh, I get to go to Waffle House or like one of those waffle places. I forget what it is, what y'all have out there. But that was the mindset that I was on not too long ago. Even I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago when I went to California, went to go visit my friend. It's probably like 2014, where I was like so excited to go to what's in California. I think it's like Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I'm not too sure, but I was just so excited, y'all. So this is me. Like I've been on a journey. Like this is not something that's like regular for me, or this is not something where my family really taught me this, or is something that is normal. This is something that every day I have to like go through the challenges of changing a lifestyle and changing your habits and getting rid of this programming that has us on like loving toxic things and toxic mindsets and toxic people, So it's been a journey, but that's my Charlotte story. I got love for Charlotte. Give thanks. Yeah, definitely send an email. You don't post often on YouTube. I miss them. Your videos are fire. Give thanks. I always love to hear that. Thank you so much. I'm getting to it. We're doing it once a week right now. So every week we'll post one, but we're just getting to it more and more and more and more. Just getting consistent with it. But as I'm building the business and getting the products to y'all and getting that going, it's been challenging for me to build the business and also create content and be able to get that quality on both sides. So I'm just working on ways to be able to create more content and have more fun doing it while also getting these products to y'all. So it's a challenge. But I feel like throughout the challenge, like whatever we're doing, we can't judge ourselves. You know what I mean? So I'm not judging myself because I'm not creating as much content as I would like right now. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the most important things is like just trust the vibe and trust your intuition and trust your feeling and don't judge yourself. Because if I were to judge myself, I already know that, man, you should be creating more content. Man, you can put out like 2, 3 videos a week. You can be doing all this stuff. Then I'll be judging myself, man, you're not doing enough. And then I'll start to feel bad. I'll start to feel like I'm not doing enough. And I'll start to really believe that kind of stuff. But really and truly, it's like we're on our mission and we're on this vision, we're on this purpose, right? And everything is aligned. And we got to follow that excitement. Follow what excites you, and sometimes fully in on content, sometimes fully in on content, sometimes, working on the business. Sometimes I'm going through stuff in my personal life and I'm just like, I need some time. You know what I mean? I need some time. I'm not going to be all up on YouTube, creating content and all that. You know what I mean? So these are all things where I'm going to get y'all soon. Because with all that being said, I'm not judging myself. But with that being said, we got to increase. We got to increase our capacity. I believe that we can be prolific, or we are prolific. And I could be running a business and be creating content and creating almost daily content for y'all. And that's just for me in my head to get rid of that program that says I can't, that says that running a business is hard, that says that creating the content is hard. Something I like to just ask myself is, what would this look like if it were easy? What would this look like if it were easy? So I'm always just trying to simplify and make things easier, because that's when the vibe comes. That's when things come in the flow. It's all about that flow, Grand Rising, Dominique, much love, sending love. Hey, yo, I'm getting my own kitchen. What are the things I need to buy? Stuff like spices, stuff you buy stuff you buy once and have like forever. Let's see, let's go in on that question. I would say we'll put this one. Okay, I'm getting my own kitchen. What are some things I need to buy? Stuff like spices, stuff you buy once and have forever. One thing I'll say is that when it comes to setting up your kitchen, you want to, like, the things like your pots and pans, the things like your containers that you're going to store things in, store your food in, those kind of things. You want to make it so you're not buying things that are toxic. And I'm actually going to release a video on this in the next week or two, but you want to buy things that are not toxic. And there are things like the non-stick pots and pans. Like, just stay away from those. Get as much stainless steel and glass in your house as possible. So with your cooking, with your pots and pans, get the stainless steel, surgical stainless steel if possible. That's the best. And then when it comes to your containers, your storage, like what you're using for your water bottle, make sure you get glass as much as possible. Get glass. And for the spices, that's on you. I keep a full spice cabinet. Definitely my pink salt or my Celtic sea salt. I actually use bladderwhack a lot and sea as my spice. I like my curries, my turmerics, bay leaf as an epic spice. Really just find out like the kind of food that you like and just read a couple recipes, even watch a couple videos on the channel. You'll see the kind of spices that I use. And then you'll just be able to find your thing that you really love. Some people love Cajun, I'm not the biggest fan. Some people like it though. So you can get your Cajun. I love my masala. I love my Indian style of food. So I'm always on kind of like that side of things, on that vibe. And also, like, it's little things that I didn't really pay attention to until I started to post content and y'all were really educating me and teaching me, is like things like aluminum, cayenne. Yes, cayenne. Cayenne is the truth. But something that like y'all were helping me with is like aluminum foil, like having aluminum foil sheets when you're baking. Like, get rid of that aluminum foil. It's little things like that. There's like wax sheets. There's these wax sheets that you can utilize for your baking. And you can go on that. But otherwise, just when you're going out, just look for things that aren't toxic. You're cleaning your dish soap, like non-toxic dish soap. When you're looking at your hand soap, all these different things, just no toxins, y'all. We got to just remove those toxins. No microwave. Exactly. Exactly. No microwave. I got a I got a what's it called? The air fryer recently. And that's something like, yo, that may be something you may want to add. An air fryer is something that's super epic. And then also the air fryer, and then what's that one? The Instapot. Instapot. Those are the truth. Instapot and the air pot and the air fryer, legendary ways to cook your food because we just want to make it easy for us. You know, we want to make it easy and simple in the air fryer and instant pot. Easy and simple. Boom. Y'all coming through with it. Silicone pads to help the environment with no waste. And that's for the baking. Yup. Organic spices. Yeah, always make sure your spices are organic because the thing is, y'all, is that our spices are actually the herbs. You know, we call them spices, but really it's the herbs. You know, they're really just herbs. So when it comes to the spices, you want to make them the high grade. You want to get those high grade spices. You want to spend a little bit more money on your spices because those are like the dense parts of the food. You know what I mean? So you definitely want to get your organic spices, take some time and get that high grade. You feel me? Best tips for reheating food without a microwave: just use a oven. Use the oven, and just like if you don't want to be around, just use the oven. Put it in the oven and just let it be, or put it in a stovetop and just put it in, and then just warm it up as if you're cooking it again. Just put it in the stovetop and warm it up. It's simple. It's straightforward. So y'all got that, and it just takes a little bit more time. You know, it's just more time. Like in our office, we don't have a microwave. No micro. I'm like, if y'all really want a microwave, I may be able to, but like, nah, you know, let's not do a microwave. Let's just take that extra time and make it happen. You know what I mean? So that's the way. Just take your time and connect with that food. It's always an opportunity to connect. But is air fryers like microwave? It sends waves, so modify the food. It's like an oven. It's actually nothing more than an oven. Actually, an air fryer is just, yeah, it's just the oven, and it's nothing really that special. You know, it's really nothing that special. It's just the oven, and it's a convection oven, so the air moves while it's heating up. So yeah, that's really just the oven. Since I've been taking natural herbs, I've been eating less, like one time a day. Should I be worried about not getting enough nutrients and minerals? By the way, I stopped eating meat for about 5 months. Hey, give thanks. Let's see if we have the sound effect. I know one of these are the clapping sound effects. We'll work on that. We'll work on that. We'll get the sound effects, but congratulations. Congratulations. That's blessed with anything. Is just like, what is that one meal a day, that one feast a day? What is it that you're eating? And that's going to help you a lot. But with the herbs, like Priest was saying on the last live stream, is the herbs are the nutrient dense parts of the food, you know? So that's good that you got the herbs. But bless y'all. Honorable Priest Kailash is here. So we're going to welcome him into the live. Honorable.
Yeah, my Lord, blessed, give thanks, man.
Blessed love. How's it going?
Everything is blessed. Glory, aye.
Everything is blessed. Everything is blessed. Giving thanks. Giving thanks. What's going on out there? I saw y'all were building today.
Well, we're building every day except on the Sabbath day, which is the Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
On the Sabbath we build ourselves, but like as Monday is the first working day of the strong,
Mm-hmm.
definitely we are building down here. Just building as we're working on the processing facility, which basically is already covered, and then the school room, and then just working on some other vibes because it is something, whatever it is that we are doing is something that is up to standard, meaning that we want, just like in our restaurants, like we have Livity and we have the food of seven.
Mm-hmm.
We don't use like pipe water to cook our food, or nor do we use pipe water to make our juices because we want to be confident that whatever it is that we are giving people is something that we could consume for ourselves.
Mhm.
You understand? So because why would you feel comfortable giving someone something that you really know that you will full take off? So the same way with the food of seven, which is basically we have Livity, which is basically like a plant-based fast food kind of vibes. Then we had the food of seven, which was more like the Ital vibes, the higher levels vibes. So the
Mhm.
same way, these are what we would consume. So we give people. If I wouldn't drink pipe water, then I wouldn't sell pipe water or cook food with pipe water in my establishment. So the
Mhm.
same way with our educational facilities and also our processing facilities, these things, the herbs, how we deal with the herbs, we have to deal with it in a manner whereby we could consume it. So then, if it
Mhm.
is that it's like you have a friend that you always eat at their place, and whenever it is that they're supposed to eat at your place, they don't eat at your place. So because they don't trust whatever it is that you are doing. So if I can eat, if you tell them look the same food that they're giving you, you tell them to take a sample, they won't take it. So
Mhm.
why would you eat something from someone that would not eat exactly the same thing that they are giving you? So it's a vibe when it comes to our food of seven, which is basically that physical food and that spiritual food. Seven golden candlesticks, seven priests. So it's at different levels when it comes to that heights. So that's what we're building. We're building a space whereby people could come in and sit in and definitely have that capacity to learn. Learn what I would want to learn. Or learn what I have learned.
Mhm.
And then because we really have nothing to hide. It's nothing to hide. It's just that the people have to be ready to receive the knowledge.
Mhm.
So there are things that you will speak about just because people are not ready, right? But there is really nothing to hide. It is basically people would say, "But Chris, you're giving people all the answers on your television program."
Mhm.
I say, "Well, it's okay, man. You know, you know." So
Scarcity.
people, yeah, 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 yeah. People would still be. You see, people would still be lazy. Too lazy. Even if you tell them, well, patchouli is good for digestive issues,
Mhm.
right? They would have all the land and they'd have all the sunshine and all the rain and whatever it is. People would still be too lazy just to plant the patchouli and ensure that they have it.
Mhm.
And that's the problem. The problem is that we don't love ourselves enough to invest that quality time and put that fundamental energy into making us what we really supposed to be. That fullness.
Mhm.
So the space that we are building is a space whereby when you come, you have that opportunity to be all that you can be. And in an untainted space and a space because I really live on the mountain. So if I can live there, that means that there must be something good about it.
Mhm.
You understand? So we just share with people what we would like for ourselves.
Mhm. Give
Mm.
thanks. Give thanks. So you said in there, mentioned in there a little bit about Ital and Livity, and these are words and ways of life and concepts. What would you say they are, like Livity and Ital? Like how would you kind of explain what they are, like concepts? Like yeah, how would you explain them?
Well, I mean, Ital is basically what Rastafari would really refer to as untainted, pure,
Mhm.
natural. Okay, and that's really the highest level. So you're talking about when you are Ital, you don't really an Ital stew would not be really cooked up on a stove top. It would be cooked up on a
Mhm.
coal pot, on a wood fire.
Yeah.
Okay, clay pot. You know, right? So that's the highest level.
Mhm.
Understand? So is that level whereby you don't utilize anything that is synthetic in whatever preparation that you're doing.
Mhm.
All right. So it would be you'd have to basically be using everything that you plant,
Yeah.
or you get from a brethren or something. So an ital stew would be okay. You could do your breadfruit. Your breadfruit could be ital because you just roast it on wood fire, and okay, so that's ital. All right.
Mm,
So then you could still eat a banana that was planted in a fully organic place what have not been tainted for over the past 25 years. So that's an ital food. You
mhm,
understand? So then you won't really drink Coca-Cola or Sprite or any of them synthetic things, or nothing processed. So if you have
mhm,
to use flour, you have to make your flour. All right. So ital means that it's like wholesome, 100%, no compromising. You understand? So plant-based could mean, well, you could use anything, something that processed, like like
mhm,
a canned peas or something that's canned. Or ital is not that.
mhm,
Ital, don't you don't consume canned foods, or things in plastic bottles and them type of things there. You
mhm,
understand? So it is just pure and sincere, something wholesome, holistic. Something that is just natural, untainted, pure. So as long as it has been interfered and processed in by any synthetic means, I mean, it has moved away from that ideal liberty.
mhm,
So it is very important that we understand these aspects, because that's what you're really working towards. So even if
mhm.
you say, well, please, Kailash, why, for those of us who are in Vancouver, when there is not really enough sun and da 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 da, how would you say we get vitamins D? I'll tell you, you move from there,
Yeah.
which is the first step. So you are working to come to a standard of living whereby you could consume what you plant.
Mhm,
You understand? Whereby you become one with nature. You don't have to depend upon a supermarket. And the time that we are living right now, it is like the Rastafari liberty. So you had like the cannabis, the marijuana.
mhm,
The Rastafari was the one who actually stood by that and got
mhm,
prosecuted and jailed and all type of things because of that. But they stood firm on that whole aspect of the cannabis, and they never compromised. You understand? And then the world now is coming into the cannabis vibes hard, and then the Rastaman is not even on the line, much less to say
mhm.
that the back of the line. He's not even on the line, not even in the building,
Yes. And
not
priest,
even.
I just want the people listening to know like that this isn't new. Like the vegan lifestyle, the learning and the information about the cannabis, it's not new. This is something that Rastafari has been talking about for years and has been persecuted for years. And like I don't believe that the world even knows enough of the stories of what happened. I don't know enough of the stories of what happened and the hardships that went through just to maintain that connection with the earth. These things that are so normal now, eating vegan, plant-based food, cannabis is like something that back in the day it was people were getting killed for, people were getting banished for, right?
Whole families, man.
Mhm.
As a because remember, that as a Rastafari, you go forward to the earth, so then you give up vanity. Then, so you say,
It's
well,
kind of cutting out, priest. It got a little quiet.
I don't know. You heard me?
No.
Maybe if I take that off.
Yeah, it's better.
I don't know if you heard me now. I don't think because I'm not really hearing you that
Put
well.
them back in. I think it was good if you put them back
You hear me?
a little bit, but put them back. Try them back again.
Plus, it's better.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. All right. Give thanks.
Good
Yeah.
thanks.
So, well, so the Rasta man now, the original the original Rastafari, right? In our space, even like cell phone and and all them, all these things and all that technology, right? Because we we learn from the Emperor of Ethiopia, Emperor Haile Selassie, that technology is supposed to be used for the upliftment of mankind. So then we will
Mhm.
still see that we would utilize these things with an understanding that, right, they are dangerous, and then we know exactly what is it that we have to do and to what extent we utilize it, because we know that, look, we are uplifting mankind, but the Rastafari faith is one who stood for going to the earth. So that means that whether if your family was rich and they had money, and all of a sudden you say, boy, I want no money, I'll go and live up in the mountains, right? And then I'll go and
Mhm.
be one with the earth,
Mhm.
okay? And then also the Rastafari actually look forward to the Africa, and just grow their locks. So you find that in places like Dominica, which is a country in the Caribbean, you had what you call a Dread Act, whereby a Rasta man would be arrested, and sometimes families like fathers and mothers and children killed,
Mhm.
and buried up in the mountain. So why? Because they wanted to be one with nature, and then they refused the system, and they never didn't eat any animals, and people who just freak out to say, but why there no, no animals, there no meat and thing, and people would laugh at you, man.
Mhm.
People would laugh at you because you don't eat meat, and now you were ridiculed, right? The head chopped with cutlass, that locks, the locks you see people wearing for style now. There's a point in time, if you go into Canada, you have to chop your locks because when you reach immigration, they're gonna send you back. Some
Mhm.
because you have the dreadlock. You
Mhm.
understand? So now it's a style. So then
Yeah.
when it comes to the whole aspect of the cannabis, it is something under eating healthy and all these different things. These are things that specifically, Rastafari was persecuted and killed for. So it's not new, it's just that it has been, dressed up in a jacket and a tie and a suit, and then capitalism have found their way into it, whereby they have mastered how to actually make the money from that way of life. So they have
Mhm.
people, so everyone is just there, just following for, oh, why I want this and I want that, oh, I want, yeah, 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 everything they have. Everybody's behind it, yet still they're missing out on the whole message. The original message
Mhm.
is that get into a space whereby you could eat what you grow, you
Mhm.
know, whereby you could be one with the earth. Because whether you like it or not, that's what the world is actually coming to.
Mhm.
So coronavirus actually gave us a sneak preview,
Yeah, it showed us.
so yeah, that when if you are quarantined, meaning that you cannot move, what is it that you have around you that could actually sustain you?
Mhm.
So I was in the busiest, most upscale part of St. Lucia with my business, and I was living all the way up there. You understand? And then I said to myself, but wait, that's not me. That's
Mhm.
when I bought the mountain about 5 years ago. Because you basically, to be true to what you actually say, it means that you have to live it. So the whole I had to go forward, come forward to the Ital, live it. That's why in the mountain you see, well, we have wood fire oven, we have
Mhm.
wood fire. You remember a lot of the food the previous time was cooked upon the wood fire, and the
Breeze,
taste is
that's the
just
most
different.
legendary. It's the most legendary thing. It's the most legendary way to cook. It's the best. Like,
Yeah.
mhm.
So then you'd have someone in the time to come, right? And there is no gas, right? And then right outside of your house, you have plenty of the dry branches, but you don't know that you could just put three stones, light a fire, put a pot
Mhm.
on it, and cook a food.
Mhm.
So you don't even have the skill of lighting a fire. So
Mhm.
these simple principles are things that, I mean, being ITAL is about, is having that ability to actually connect with nature and be in your space, no matter where you are. So even if I go to the UK, when I get to the supermarket, first thing I'll pick up is a bundle of chives that's planted and thyme and different type of herbs, and I just put everything around my windows, and and make sure and give them water. You understand, and make sure I create that
Mm.
environment around myself. So it is important that as a people that you have to get that connection. So that's why what we are building up here is to afford you an opportunity to stick your toes into the dirt. Stick your toes into the dirt. Get real.
Mhm.
Be true. So whatever it is then that you would be given is what you've received, which is the truth, something wholesome, something sincere. Definitely, we give thanks, Honorable.
Definitely give thanks. Around June, when everything was happening around here with Black Lives Matters and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and everything that was going on, there was a big emphasis on like buying black and um, not so much about ownership, but it was a lot about um, like highlighting what people of the African diaspora are doing around the world. And I feel like this is something that we've been on. Like this is something that before all of that happened, this is part of been like how we live our lives and what we do. And the way I was just thinking about it is, there's like the Ayurveda, there's the traditional Chinese medicine, there's the allopathy, there's the other like European type of medicine, but there's really no form of healing modality that we can really claim as ours from the African diaspora. It's like it's really nothing. And then I know that when I first discovered Dr. Sebi, that was something that interested me, was the fact that he was talking about something for like the African biomineral balance. So it was something that comes from that lineage, like you could say Afrocentric. So if you could touch on a little bit about that and like the kind of like the Afrocentric, the Caribbean healing from the African diaspora, and what does that mean? Like, what is that?
I mean, it is a man that everyone was afraid of. The herbal man is a man that everyone was afraid of. They would call him um the Obia man, or all type of names they would actually call that man there, the Bushman, and all type of names, and the slave masters, because remember that the African people, were brought in to this Caribbean place here. It wasn't only people that they had no expertise, remember, it were highly skilled people, professionals, great healers, people of mighty ability, because it's the best that was taken from Africa. Don't be fooled. It's not like as if it's the best. Architects and designers and healers and all these people were taken from Africa. So what really happened is that the us as Africans, when we came forward, we came with a lot of our own medicines, and the medicine man was a man that was so powerful enough to make slave ships turn back in the Atlantic. You reach Barbados and then you have to turn back, and you have to go back straight back to Africa with everybody on board. So the power of the Bushman, he was so he was the one that was taking care of most of the sick Africans that were enslaved. I won't
Mhm.
say taking care of the slaves. They were Africans. They were people that were enslaved. They were not slaves. They were enslaved
Mhm.
people, right? So they were the one who actually were taking care of these people. You know, when they were sick, it's not like they had no doctors and you had to go into the hospital, and understand. So you're talking about people in hard labor, beaten and all type of things. And it's the bushman that is on the plantation that's secretly taking care of everything. And to the extent that you would even take care of Master sometimes, because when nothing can work and Master almost died and thing, sometimes they save Master, but Master was very afraid of these people there, because they used to kill them too,
Mhm.
poison them, because they had the powers of the herbs. So even the revolution in Haiti,
Mhm.
you know, when you have Toussaint Louverture, you understand? And Dessalines and these people there, Dessalines was a high man, a bushman. So what they have done is that they created this scare and the law against the herbs. So there are certain herbs, if they found you with these herbs during these times of slavery, you'd be imprisoned or beaten or even killed and called one that works witchcraft or one of these things there because they knew the powers of the herbs. You understand? So
Mhm.
that is where it is actually coming from the sense of going through I'm going through a transition throughout that 500 years ago, right, whereby we had to be our own physicians, in subhuman conditions, and still be able to survive, of intestines and, because remember, black people were eating the intestines and the skins and the hooves of animals,
Mhm.
those parts with the most parasites. So most of the traditional things, when you see that our ancestors did, like the washouts, the cleanses that they cleanse, right? Every 2 months, every month, every new moon, every full moon, whatever, right? Whatever ritual that they did was because out of that, the overstanding that, look, you are consuming these type of things there, these poisons. So you have to drink these bitters within that cycle. So the whole aspect of our herbal medicine is something that actually emanated out of that, out of travesty and sufferation and out of the necessity to actually be able to take care of oneself.
Mhm.
So most, even in the Caribbean, I was born at home. It's just recently everybody's had to go to hospital.
Mhm.
So we just have to fully understand these things there, that look, right, we are not here just now. The knowledge have been passed down from ancestors. So the knowledge I have is a knowledge that was passed down from the ancestors.
Mhm.
So my grandmother passed that on to me. And these things, there were things kept as secrets. The people never, if they have a prayer, they don't teach it to anyone. You have to be blessed to actually get a blessing that someone could actually choose you to pass on the knowledge to. So the knowledge is not a knowledge that was written. I write some of it, but not a written knowledge. Some of them you just cannot write.
Mhm.
So it's very important that we understand that the roots of that, so then we'd have a greater appreciation of it. So then you'd understand the powers, because if it could take you through these times, I mean, it
Mhm.
can take you through any time. Give
Mhm.
thanks. That's it.
Yeah, truly. That's very true. That's give thanks for that. And this is the time when that comes returns into the forefront and into the light as this light comes through the trees and shining on you. Like now is the time where we come together and we bring all that information and we start to embody that. And I believe that, like, priest, what you're doing up in the mountain is very important and powerful work. And coming forward with this school is like super important and powerful because like we need a space for us where we could learn about this type of healing and we could learn from it from our people or from people who got that direct connection. It's nowhere else on the world do they have that. As I look, like people asking, like, where do I learn about more about this kind of herbal healing and medicine? It's like there's not many spaces like that. You had to be blessed, like you were saying, of part of the lineage and have that information passed down to you. And so that's why it's such a blessing to have you here. One of the reasons why it's such a blessing to have you here and to bring that information forward with regards to that. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on when it comes to that ancient perspective of healing and the Afrocentric perspective?
Well, I mean, we'll have some noise because the truck is coming down the mountain in some material. So you can go
Okay.
ahead and speak. I'll mute when it's quieter.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay. Bless. 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 So what we'll do here, we'll go in on some of these questions that are here, and there's a lot of different questions. Um, Let me see here. So Rasta is like a label, like vegan or plant based. Um, I would say very different. It's very different. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of being. It's a way of living. You know. So as you can tell, it's like you could be vegan and eating a bunch of toxins. You can be vegan or plant based and not caring about the earth or Mother Earth or nature or your connection to nature. So it's much different. It's interesting. It's something I love learning about. I love being around and just tuning in. And let me see. There's a whole lot of questions here that we that we went past. What are the ways we can learn the truth of the herbs and more about Rastafari? One is listening to these streams. Like just listen to these streams and go to Priest Kailash's channel. And he has a show 2 times a week, every Sunday in the evening and every Wednesday in the evening. He has a show. So those are opportunities for you to learn. I'm not sure if there's that many books really about it right now, but what we're going to be doing and what we're doing is we're building a school so y'all could come and learn about this. And this is something I want to learn about. So that's why, like, why wait for someone else to build a school when we can build a school and we could learn just like that. So that's what we're doing. We're going to be, yeah, we'll be building that up. So just stay tuned in, keep watching these lives. Tune into Honorable Priest Kailash's lives. Tune into his Instagram. He shows a lot of the day-to-day life, so you can definitely tune into that. And yeah, just tune in. Stay tuned in. We are eternally grateful to the Rastafari movement. We give thanks to all those who have stayed true to the mission, holding space for many of us. Giving thanks, brothers. We salute you. Yeah, straight up. Straight up. Like, gotta give thanks because they went through it all, and now they're just gonna come up and act like someone just created vegan in the Western world and just give it all to them, like the vegan originators. Like, oh, hey, vegan is the original way, but it goes further back than vegan, you know. So we gotta show that kind of love, and we gotta show that honor. And y'all, so we got 95 people in the stream right now. 104 people in the stream, and we got 40 likes. So let's make sure we're liking it, make sure we're sharing it. Let's get this information out. You know, this really helps with YouTube to get it more people tuning in. So let's share it, let's like it, let's spread that love, and let's do it, y'all. Let's get this out. Let's get this out there. People that eat junk food. Let's see this question. This is question for the priest. People that eat junk food but drink herbs. Let's see if the priest is back. Honorable.
Yeah, my Lord,
Okay.
blessed.
Bless.
Yes.
Bless.
You
Say.
getting me?
Yeah. This is good. So before we get to it's not hearing right now. Okay, bless.
Yes.
Before we get to this one, we'll just continue on what you were saying originally.
Yeah, what I was saying basically is that the source we are coming from this balance. That's why um by right we don't really have to. That's why I had to create a business and things just to be able to sell medicine to make a
Mm-hmm.
money. Just because that you see that people don't really check for the healers. It's not like as if somebody is going to come and say they're going to donate that to your cause or say they're going to. You hardly find anyone comes to come and donate anything or give any kind of strength when it comes to the whole realms of being a healer.
Mm-hmm.
Things you go through it very hard. Trust me. So when you see Dr. Sebi came to where he was, it's not something that he just did overnight. He went through many tribulations. Many countries you go to. I've gone to countries whereby I do live. Like I went to like Saint Martin. I did a live TV radio interview when I was speaking of cancer and chemotherapy, and the other lecture and the whole establishment, the chief immigration, chief medical this, chief that, everyone came down on me, right, and
Mm-hmm.
tried to then wrote this article in the paper, quack, and I got the promotion. That was just promotion for me. I
Yeah.
was I was front page of every newspaper, so I took it as
Mm-hmm.
promotion, right?
Yeah.
So then and yeah, and then in that same country, I went back and I was treating the prime minister's son, so at the end of the day, the things that we actually have to go through just to over the years, just to keep the whole vibes just to keep the whole vibes balanced. It has been a lot. So that's why, and as I say, we don't have to sell things. It's just that people don't really care. So they don't even care enough about their own self, much less about the healer.
Mm-hmm.
So when the sister asked the question about the junk food, I mean, there's nothing like junk food. So that means that you're trying to keep on eating junk, right? And then want to come and take herbs to clean yourself. So that what kind of mindset is that? It's like you telling me you're gonna drink poison and then you want to get the antidote every time. One day you're going to drink the poison and there won't be any antidote. So it is that mindset whereby you're not just drinking things because you want to stay healthy or you want to do this or you want to do that. It's because basically, right, you just want to follow a fad. But if you really fully understand the fullness of it, the levity, wellness will become you. It will become your life, right? So that is the ultimate purpose. Not to remember it's junk, junk food. Food. The definition of food is anything that is life sustaining,
Mm-hmm.
right? And therapeutically enhancing. Your food is your medicine. If you eating something that will actually give you diabetes or high blood pressure or cancer, it's not food, it's junk. So when they say junk food, it's not food, it's just junk. So then when you understand that, then you begin to make conscious decisions of embracing love of self and love of nature. And then you're not going to jump and eat a guava just because you're hungry. And then, you understand that, yes, the guava is giving of itself. And then, once in a while, you have to go in the bush and free up. So at least the guava seed could grow. You understand? Because guavas
Mm-hmm.
grow where people free up. If you eat the guava and then you always flush the poo poo, what's going to happen? No guava tree is going to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So the guava spread different areas because you eat some guava, you go underneath the bush over there, you dig a hole and then you free up, then the seeds of
Mm-hmm.
the guava actually grow from that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
understand? So all these
Mm-hmm.
things are the natural levity, right? So it doesn't mean that after you wouldn't wash your hand, because you have to go with your water and wash yourself and things. It's not that
Mm-hmm.
because the Rastafari levity is like is clean. Like I mean, it's a cleanness. You understand? So if you every time you pee, you have to wash your hand. It's clean. It's cleanness is godliness. So this is very important for you to understand. Bless.
Bless. Give thanks. Someone said, let me find this comment. Is some people need food addiction rehabilitation? It's an addiction. So, what's a way to get over this addiction as we're addicted to these foods, priest?
Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Addiction is serious, y'all. Like, it's serious. Um, but I don't think it's that hard. I watch priest is gonna make it so simple for us. But yeah, it's definitely an addiction, y'all. Like, because we know these things are toxic. Because that's a good point. Like that question is like I understand it and I feel compassion for it, but there's also at the same time there's some level where we got to be like, nah, like I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not gonna have. Why would I put junk into my body? Let me just stop that. So there's the standards. But boom, let's get priest.
Well, I mean, you could be compassionate, but then you still wouldn't be truthful. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It is that they say open rebuke is better than secret love. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it's better you openly rebuke someone than you see that they're doing
Yeah.
something wrong and I love you, baby, you're so sweet. But you could just say, honorable, you have a big thing
Mm-hmm.
by your eyes there, right? So the
Yeah.
person might feel bad. They might feel very bad that you're telling them,
Mm-hmm.
um, or your shoes have a big tear there, man. They might feel embarrassed at the moment, but
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you're just telling them the truth,
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that you just tell them the truth, just tell them the truth, just tell them the truth. So at the end of the day, um, they just know that it's the truth because the truth is what will set you free. So then when you come one with that truth,
Mm-hmm.
then you will be able to actually um, make that decision to just live a better life. The other question was about about you said the question before I came on. You said the priest would make it easy for them. What is that question? Want to repeat it?
The addiction.
Some people need addiction. Okay, all right.
Yeah, like it's
Well, I
food
mean, sugar is more
addiction.
addictive than cocaine, man. Yeah, well,
Mhm.
sugar, it's sugar. Sugar is more addictive than cocaine.
Mhm.
So I mean, if I'm in a lecture hall and you have 100 people, and all probably 99 of them use sugar, and
Mhm.
probably only 5 of them have ever used cocaine, or crack. You understand? And then if it is that you tell that 99 people that you're going to be feeding them without sugar for 10 days, they cannot do it. If you give them a glass of juice with no sugar, they won't drink it. A glass of tea with no sugar, they won't drink it because sugar is very, 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 very addictive. So when it is that you overstand that the level um, of of toxicity that are in these things to the extent whereby you overstand, well, look, um, these things that stimulate certain pathways within your cerebrum, that makes you feel so good. So it's not that you're taking the sugar because it's good for you.
Mhm.
It just tastes good. It feels good. It's just just it just takes up that part. You go ahead to your work, honorable. It just takes that part of your physical structure, the brain. It plays in that pleasure-seeking aspect of your brain, your limbic system, right? And then, oh my goodness, you feel good because you're
Mhm.
sucking on the sugar, so you get addicted to that. So then you gradually have to balance it off with bitters. So when you have a lot of addictions with food, then you're actually taking bitters, right, to
Mhm.
balance off your taste buds. Because people, the first time you take a bitter, it will taste real bitter, right? But
Mhm.
as you continue to actually drink the bitter, it's like people who drink beer. The first beer you drink is bitter, but as you continue to drink beer, it's less bitter and less bitter, like
Mhm.
Guinness and all these other bitter drinks, right?
Mhm.
So it is very important that if you want to get off the addiction of the food, you literally what you do, right? You go to the opposite aspect of it, the other polarity of sweet, which is bitter. So you can begin consuming bitter herbs, and that's for any addiction. So the bitter herbs are good in what you call detoxification, meaning that, right? Meaning that, right? Look, my princess, right? Meaning that when you switch to that different polarity, what you're doing is that you are tipping the balance. So you're so sweet, you put in bitter, so sweet, you put in bitter, you put in bitter, you put in bitter until you actually come to a more balance within your life. So then addiction also deals with the whole aspects of parasites. So lots of people believe like they are controlling themselves, but there's the worms in their gut controlling them. Worms make you grind your teeth like worms. When you have parasitic infection, you do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, worms do that. Yeah, you grind your teeth. You know, worms make you do all type of things. So worms make you feel like eating sugar and sweet
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Mhm.
So the worms could tell you, I want sugar, I want sugar, I want sugar. The worms, the parasites in your gut could literally control you, right? Make you want to eat sugary stuff, make you want to eat everything that the parasite wants. Right. And then now, when you're about to take a free laxative, you say, and you believe that you are the one responding, but it's the parasite in your gut making you
Mhm.
respond to that because they know that they don't want the bitter, right? So I'm very serious. If
Mhm.
a parasite can make you grind your teeth, yeah, you can do that. It can give you can make you want to eat certain things, right? So at the end, give thanks, my love. So at the end, it is important that you now as a person overstand that, so you know that your addiction is not only you, it's your companions. Your not so good companions that's dwelling inside your gastrointestinal tract that you need to get rid of, and the bitters flush them out. All right,
Mhm.
so you approach it in all them realms there, and also addictions are also people who are weak mentally and emotionally. So you have to build up you have to
Mhm.
build up that spiritual strength and gratitude, happiness, joy, peace divine. So then you don't go, you have enough things to do than eat. You have a full life ahead of you.
Mhm.
Sometimes, when it is that you have nothing to do, and you're going to eat and eat. But when your life is so full and so rich because you're so gracious and you're so thankful for every simple little aspect of your life, what happens is that your life itself, your all these type of addictions begin to vanquish just because you get to that balance in your own physical structure. Very important. when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
the mentality of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Bless. So you want
That's the
to
part, right?
give some, we have a question here. Give some examples of bitter herbs and then also um, herbs for parasites to take get rid of parasites. Can do that in one.
Yeah, well, we'd always tell someone take the free up laxative first. So you do a thorough colon cleanse, you
Mm-hmm.
get the free up laxative, um, and then you could use herbs like vervine, which is antiparasitic. You also have the cerasee. The cerasee is a very potent antiparasitic herb, and it's also a bitter. Then
Mm-hmm.
you have the seal on the leaf, which is part of the our urinary cleanse. The seal on the leaf, the Spanish needle,
Mm-hmm.
and also the stinging nettle. That combination here, our urinary cleanse is very effective for
Mm-hmm.
expulsion of parasites. And you also have the sime contract, so the worm bush, very potent. You understand the neem bush, all these
Mm-hmm.
things they are very potent. But the cerasee bush, it is known for parasites, especially when it comes to things like eczema and all them different types of conditions,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you could utilize that, and the vervine. Yeah, vervine is very potent, antiparasitic or antihelmintic, right? So then you could also take the free up laxative first. Always important. Cleanse the colon first. Flush out. And we do have a product called the Dewormer that contains a variety of herbs in the form of a tincture that we use, right, for 7 consecutive days. That also, I mean, it's called the dewormer that removes parasite from the physical structure. And some people are afraid of the worms coming out, all
Mm-hmm.
right? The tingling sensation, but you don't rather feel the tingling sensation than know that you have some company living inside, an unwanted guest
Yeah.
that pay no rent, but the dewormer contains cloves. Now, cloves help to break down the parasite inside of the gut. So when you utilize the herbs, you utilize the clove, and the
Mm-hmm.
clove can help to break down the parasite or kill out the parasite from inside of the gut. So you won't feel any wiggling and tingling. So give thanks.
Good thanks. Good thanks.
You,
So,
worms are very naughty. The worms come out in the night, and they come
mm-hmm.
out of the anus,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then they pick the head outside of the anus, and they lay eggs all around the anus. Okay, and that's why you itch. Yeah, right. So when people get up and they itch, the anus itch, and
Mm-hmm.
itchy anus is sign of parasitic infection. So when you scratch
Interesting.
and then you say, "Hey, brother Akeem, how you say, man?" And then you
Yeah.
shake hands and thing, then you now you shake the man hand, and then you put your hand in your mouth, and oops,
Mm-hmm.
there you go. You
Mm-hmm.
have some worms right there. So it's very, that's why sanitation and personal hygiene is very important. It's only
Mm-hmm.
coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only coronavirus that teaches people sanitation and them type of things there. It's a way of living. So just understand that food addiction comes through all these different aspects that we've gone through. And don't get carried away. We're just talking about the realms that parasitic infections and also cause addictions, because the parasites can demand what they want, right? They can do that.
Mm-hmm. 'Cause we are more bacteria. We have more bacteria cells than we do of the human cells. So we gotta utilize. It's like that awareness of the bacteria in our guts and taking care of our guts, and not just we're not just feeding our own cells. Like, are we feeding the good bacteria, the bad bacteria, the parasites? All these things are within us and make us up. So the
Remember
question
that
is,
your gut is not really within you. Your gut is like a straw that passing inside of you, and
mhm,
then all if you like take a straw and you push the straw from your head and go all the way down through your anus. Okay,
mhm,
so that's a straw. So this is basically passing through. One moment, I'm going. The Empress plant. You all make the galvanized tray down. Be fix it for her, please. I don't want no trouble with the Empress. Right. So it is very important that when you understand that the straw actually goes through the head,
mhm,
right, and then passes through the anus. So anything that one there, the red flower there, yeah, be gentle with it. Right. So when it is that you understand that anything that you pass with a straw does not really, go through you, it's going through the straw.
mhm,
Okay. So then the straw then the straw, there are certain aspects that are in the straw that could literally, seep through the holes of the straw and get into you. So your
Mm-hmm.
gastrointestinal tract is a tube that traverses your physical structure. And what that is in your gut is not inside of you. Because if the acid in your stomach gets inside of you, then you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets around the heart, or it just burns you up. If the poo poo gets inside of you, then you become septic. Then you die. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So then when we understand that, then you understand, well, look, what's happening on the outside of you with the decomposition and all these different aspects, right? That you see on the outside of you, the same thing happening in your gut. Okay? So because your gut is part of outside that is inside. I don't know if you
The
understand what I'm talking about.
integumentary.
Right? So
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, so then you have that process that going through that decompose. That's why then your feces could smell so bad, right? Because it's really outside of you, right? It's outside of you, but it's just passing through you. So it's like you have a straw going through you, fill up of feces. So the longer it stay inside of there, the more contaminated it get you. The faster
Mm-hmm.
it goes through, right? The less contamination can seep through the straw. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very important to just visualize your gastrointestinal tract like that. Then it won't be difficult to say. It's not like you have bacteria or fungus in your blood or in your
Mm-hmm.
liver, right? So when you talk about gut flora, you're talking about bacteria that live within that pipe,
On your skin, in your mouth, in your
right?
gastrointestinal tract.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So it's not that you have fungus. If you see fungus in your blood, boy, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So it's important that we understand, yeah, how when you say it's inside of the gut, then you see
Mm-hmm.
that it is someplace different than inside of your circulation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very good point. Great point. So let's get in these a couple questions here about where to get these herbs from. And you can get it from our website, www.akeempierre.com. And the products like the dewormer, you could send us an email. If you heard of a product that we don't have on our website, just send us an email and we'll either be able to send it to you or we'll start to get it in stock. So just send us emails. The dewormer, actually, we do have a few dewormers. So if y'all want, just send us an email at support@akeempierre.com and we'll get that. And with the cleansing, there's a potent cleansing package that we have here that the priest has been using in his practice for years that we'll be making available to y'all soon. So soon y'all be able to get that full cleanse. And yeah, soon come, y'all. Soon come. A lot of comments here. I give thanks, y'all. I give thanks. But yeah, you can go to akeempierre.com to purchase the herbs. We have the vervain, we have the cerasee, we have the Spanish needle, sting nettles coming soon. The urinary blend is coming soon. A lot of these herbs we already have on the website, so y'all can definitely check that out and give thanks, y'all. We got 117 people in the live. Not enough likes though. Let's get those likes up. Let's make sure we're liking and sharing, spreading that love, spreading those vibes. And next up, I'm gonna put we're gonna do a quicker version. We'll have a couple people join in if y'all would like. I'm gonna drop the link into the chat right now. And then from there, y'all are going to be able to join us live on the live stream. So y'all could click that link and then y'all be able to join in. And just know that you're going to be on video. So if you don't want to be on video, you can turn your video off. But you're going to be live with us on the screen asking the questions. So yeah, I love that aspect there. So a question here is how many times per day should we free up or poop, empty the colon and the stomach? How do we know when we go to the toilet, all the poo is out?
Mm. All the poo is never out like that, because like it's unless you wanna fast, and you're
Mm-hmm,
taking a good flat, you wanna fast because it's supposed to be like reflex, like a child. When a child sucks breast,
mm-hmm,
right after the time they defecate, because as food goes through the mouth, esophagus to the stomach, as it hits the small intestines, whatever that there is already, whatever you feasted on the day before. I mean, it has to be a really of supreme cleanliness and supreme stature to actually come out by morning, right? So
Mm-hmm.
by the time that whatever you had from last night is in your small intestines going down, and you have breakfast in the morning, right? When it hits the stomach lining, when it hits the stomach and hits the splinter muscle, sends on that vibration. So there's that continual peristaltic movement throughout the gut, right? So by right, after every feast, you're supposed to really free up. But because of how things are in society, we don't really have that. We don't really do that because people are too busy, or you're at work, or you're not in a convenient place. So idealistically, right, 3 times a day, okay, 2 times a day, and then even if you do it one time a day, that
Mm-hmm.
could still, be a pass. But you have to at least go every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, right? Because what you must understand is that what you really get from the food is the nutrients, which is very microscopic,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the most of what you see in the plate is bulk,
Mm-hmm.
so as that goes through that straw, that tube, the microscopic aspects of it seeps into the bloodstream via capillary network, right? But then the bulk stays inside of that straw, that tube, right? And is what is formed the feces. So when you eat about a pound of food, more than three-quarter of it is bulk, right? So you're talking about you have at least a 8 plus 4, 12 ounces of waste. So every pound of food you consume is supposed to pass out 12 ounces of waste. So when I sit down and I look at my my year and 4 months old approximately son, right, free up, okay, and I see the amount of free up that comes out of him, and the size of it does amaze me.
Yeah.
I say, but if this little man, right, can pass out that amount of free up, then how much a big man that eat a big bit of food supposed to be able to pass, right? So then it gives you that overstanding of how much um free up that is really inside, stuck up inside
Mm-hmm.
of people as mucoid plaque and all type of things. So when you could just look at the bulk of the feces of a baby and multiply that by your size, and you're supposed to see when you free up, the whole toilet bowl is supposed to be full up.
Mm-hmm.
So then you understand that we always have stuff left behind because of what we actually consume. So it's very important that you try to do as much as possible. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's also important to clean the colon, man. Just cleanse the colon. Just develop that ritual of cleansing the colon.
Let's give thanks. So we're gonna start with welcoming our callers, and let's first welcome Tori to the stream. Welcome, Honorable. Blessed Love, you there?
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
Why
Thank
why
you.
why
Thank
why
you.
why did you tell them to keep the video off? You see, if we have our video on and they want to interact with us and the people, I think that it's only fair that if they have the opportunity to ask a question, they're supposed to be willing to share their faith.
Yep.
I with us. You shouldn't have told them that they can turn off the video.
Turn the video.
You
Yep.
know, life is balanced. So you
Mm-hmm.
just have to be nice and balanced. Mm.
Bless. So Tori,
But you could go ahead.
blessed love.
Yes, I'm here.
Blessed love. So yeah, what's your question, Honorable? Welcome.
Thank you. My question is, do you
Oh, Tori, you see what happens? Oh, I don't know what happened, but the priest,
But
you
you don't know
speaking
what
it.
happened?
You speaking
It's
it.
bad.
Priest.
It's
Bless. So
called,
let's add
it's called,
Kezia.
it's called balance, man.
Let's add Kezia to the live stream. Tori, you can call back. Kezia, welcome, Honorable. Blessed love.
Hi,
Hello. Nice to see
Blessed
you.
love,
How are
give
you
thanks.
doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm very well. Give thanks. Give thanks. And what's your
Good.
question for today?
So I have a two-part quick question. For someone who's experiencing like high blood sugar levels, what's the best herb to use for that? And then the other question is for people who like, we grind our teeth or all of that, like what's a good herb for strengthening the enamel, making sure, you're preventing cavities and flushing all that out of your system?
Well, I mean, for the blood sugar level, it's not just about health because anxiety and stress and being angry. People with diabetes are the people who always shout and always quarrel, always fussing, always you understand? So that's the people who are diabetics, right? And the spirit of diabetes is also a spirit of stubbornness. That means that they always want to do the things that they're not supposed to do, right? So then, the first step towards balancing blood sugar levels is to deal with that spirit. So you become humble, you take correction, you begin to apply what's good into your life, and you begin to love yourself just to do it. So you turn that spirit, and then you're gone. Everything is good. As long as you take care of diabetes spirit, your blood sugar level already organized. So then you become more gracious, you become more happy, you become more contented with what you have, right? You deal with your situations more peacefully. All right, so then that's a key component of it because high stress levels do raise up your blood sugar levels. Okay,
Mm.
then you have what you call your estrogens or your xenoestrogens. So you have many of the dairy products and the plastics and sanitary napkins and all different types of things that contain xenoestrogens, parabens and bisphenol A and all these different things that actually cause your estrogen level to actually increase. That also stimulates the pancreas and you develop what you call insulin resistance. That's what actually leads to diabetes. So all these little components come together to help to actually regulate your blood sugar levels. So when you understand that, how you balance your estrogen levels. So some people with diabetes also have fibroids or polycystic ovarian syndrome. Why? Because it comes from the same thing, estrogen, estrogen, estrogen. All right. So then when you could balance that and regulate your estrogen levels, then we could talk about your vervine, which would be good for the grinding of the teeth and also help to regulate the blood sugar levels. The Cerasi bush, blood sugar levels, right? You also have the anamu, which is the gully root, the root and the leaf, very potent to regulate the blood sugar levels. And also, what you have to try to do is just to try to eat complex carbs. You don't eat them kind of simple carbs. You eat things that are actually complex. So you eat the more whole foods and more vegetables and fresh and fruits and not to use things that are synthetic and processed, with lots of sugar. So this is basically the fundamental principle of that. So with the teeth, sea moss, and bladder wrack, these things will help to strengthen the enamel.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome, Bessie. Yes, Honorable. Give thanks. I'm not hearing you. I think you mute.
There we
Yeah.
go. Bless. I'm good
I'm s-
now.
I'm hearing you like this kind of monster thing. Roar, roar, roar.
How am I
Yeah,
sounding in the chat? How is it
yeah,
sounding, y'all?
yeah.
No good?
I'm not hearing you good at all. I don't know if anyone is hearing me.
Blessed love, y'all. Let me know in the chat how it's sounding. May have to disconnect. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Echo. Echo. Bless. How's it now, priest? You hearing me? No, they're saying it sound is clear in the chat. Kareem, blessed love. Sounds blessed. We'll get priest coming back in. No echo. Sounds blessed. Okay. Give thanks. Bless y'all. Y'all, I'm very grateful. Thank you all for the being so active and being so engaging. There's so many comments. As I'm like looking through the comments, like finding questions, I'm like so many comments. So I'm really grateful for y'all for your being engaged and interacting. Even though this is information for us, like you're doing yourself a benefit by really tuning in. But I'm definitely grateful, giving thanks y'all for tuning in. What we're gonna do at the end of this live stream, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So every week, every live stream, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So for this week, this live stream, what we're going to be doing is we want y'all to screenshot the live stream and share it on your social channels and tag us on our social platform, whether it's well, you definitely got to tag myself and Rich Soul Foods, and tag us. And if you put a message of what you felt was like the best thing that you, not the best thing, but a takeaway, something that you've learned, then put that in there as well. That's going to put you higher up in who we select for who wins. But yeah, let's do it. Let's share this, y'all. Like, honestly, every time we come together is really powerful, and we're really just learning so much here, and we're getting better every single strong. We're getting better with how we present and how we, bring forward the message. So it's just only gonna get more tuned in, more refined. So we're giving thanks. And let's see some things. Do you believe chemtrails are happening? Yes, we do believe there's a lot of things going on right now. That is like, we really got to be extra diligent with how we're living our life and with what we're doing out here, y'all. Like, that's why I believe like we really got to be cleansing and detoxifying consistently. It's not like we just cleanse when something happens to us. Like, when, like, some people, they want to cleanse only when they eat junk food. Like, oh, I'm gonna cleanse now, I just had McDonald's, so now it's time to cleanse. But the thing is like, there's toxins all around us. You know what I mean? There's toxins all around us. So those things are constantly what we're going to have to cleanse consistently, because boom, it's like, it's all around us, y'all. So we really got to be real diligent with it and just cleansing consistently. And that's every time, every opportunity, let's cleanse, like, straight up. Watching Vancouver. Will you put the tags to your channels in the chat? Yes, you can see in the chat, you can see our channels. You'll see both of our Instagrams. So you can go there into the, well, I guess in the chat. I'll put in the chat real quick. I'll connect mine. Oh, it's not even showing. I'm gonna put my IG in here in the chat so y'all can tag me onto my IG. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So y'all can just tag that IG in there when it comes to the giveaway, and then that's what we'll be doing. What is the best way to break a fast? I often don't want to eat anything afterwards. So when we were in St. Lucia, how we broke a fast, like, I'm not sure if you're meaning breakfast or like breaking your fast, but what we did is, this is something when priest comes, like, it was an epic experience that we had, where we sipped water and we said blessings, and we had some water in our mouth, we spit out. That's something that I'm definitely gonna want to get priests to share about. Is just breaking your fast with intention was the main thing, because we're not just breaking the fast for the physical. We're not just fasting for the physical aspects. We're fasting for the spiritual as well. So when you bring that intention, then you bring that intention into the spiritual aspects of your fast as well. And then when it comes to breakfast, I would say something like a sea moss rich age, a smoothie, like a liquid, something that you could just really sip on, drink on, and it has a lot of the nutrients in there for you. It's cocoa tea, different things like that, where you're not having to eat and chew a lot, and put a lot of strain on your digestive system. And boom, the priest is here. How's it sounding?
Oh, bless now. A while ago, you were like that, monster.
Yeah,
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Thanks. What's that in the background? It's looking nice, little building in the background.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you just about the rain. It's
It
raining.
was a
Raining. It's
Oh,
raining
give
too.
thanks.
I'm just under a canopy of trees, trying to light a fire in the rain.
Give thanks.
With the fire burning.
Um,
Oh, that's the Institute of Higher Learning that you see in the foreground. Not the
yeah,
back. It's not the background. It's really the foreground.
Mm-hmm. Give thanks. So we'll have two more questions. One question here is about how to break a fast, like a 3 or 5 or 7 day fast. What's the recommended way to break a fast?
Um, it depends on the type of fast that you've been having, right? Because there are different types of fasts. But normally it's very good to break it with water, and like you have to pray. You have to face the east and pray, and you understand, and wash your mouth and wash your face, and then you consume water first. And it also depends on why you fasting for,
Mm-hmm.
So it's very on the type of fast, but I would drink like a cup of tea, you know, eat some fruits, you know, um, a green juice, some salad, things that's fresh and light on the system. Not
Mm-hmm.
no hard, solid cooked food and no big stir fry this and fry this, no. Something nice and light and gentle on the physical structure as you reintroduce food back to your physical structure.
Mm. Give thanks. And then we'll say the final, the last question on today's live is the detoxing tips for new moms and for children, babies.
I mean, for parents that just actually have a child. Normally, what our ancestors did is 7 days after after they've delivered, they would go through what you call a cleanse, or they call it a lock, which is basically to lock back the uterus in lining and help to pull it back up. Because after childbirth, the womb of the woman doesn't really go down. That's why during breastfeeding, that 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 contraction of the womb is what actually gives the woman the pain, right? So it is very important. I don't know, that's raindrops on the screen there, right? So it is very important that you understand that 7 days afterwards, what they do, that they give you a lock, which is basically something like the free up laxative, the home cleanser, which is like a calabash, and Cerasee and St. John's bush and all these different herbs that you drink to help to actually increase the contractility of the womb. So it helps to take off all the dead blood from the physical structure. So it's very important to do that. That 7 day cleanse after childbirth. And then now for during after that, you don't really a woman during breastfeeding doesn't really have to go through that cleanse after that lock again. She just takes the most cleansing herb she could take probably is vervine and the white flower vervine that helps to boost up the breast milk, right? She wouldn't use bay leaf neither. Bay leaf dries up the breast milk. You understand? So there are different types of herbs to help to boost up the breast milk and herbs that actually dries up the breast milk. So she would need to know that specifically. But whatever the mother takes, the child takes. So the mother
Mm-hmm.
just have to be consistent and take good stuff so the child can get the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Bless. Give thanks, y'all. Give thanks, priest.
Yeah.
Epic, epic, powerful, live, this strong. Giving thanks. So that's going to be it for this strong, y'all. Give thanks. We'll be returning next Sunday at the same time. Let's
Or
just say,
pardon me, we are that live with Brother Riza Islam tonight on
oh,
our yeah. So
oh, whoa. Almost forgot about that one. So tonight
yeah.
is going to be a very powerful live stream with Honorable Priest Kailash and Riza Islam. And that's going to be live on your YouTube channel, Priest.
Yeah, on my YouTube channel, yes, and also on on my YouTube channel. Yeah. And Calabash TV on Facebook.
Bless.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a powerful live stream. And you want to let them know a little bit about what's gonna be spoken about in this live?
Vaccines. Vaccines and the coronavirus, just information on the vaccines and the coronavirus and exactly what is in it. Is it, what's the vaccine? The coronavirus is that vaccine, what you call an mRNA vaccine, which is basically what you call like an RNA, and what you call messenger RNA. What actually just transfers that actually data into the cells, pass through the ribosomes to actually create the proteins that the virus would really create, and put it on the membrane, so at least you could develop what you call an immune response. So this is basically new technology. So we're going to go deep into that, see exactly what is it that you could do to boost up your immune system. What is it you could do now if you don't want to take vaccines, or you overstand that. Okay, like me, I'm Rastafari, so
Mm-hmm.
vaccine has a chicken yolk, chicken embryo. You understand? About feces, not fetuses, pardon me. Right. So all these things. So it is very important that you know these things, that's based upon your spiritual standpoint, your human rights, where you stand when it comes to mandatory vaccines. Blessed love, honorable.
Love. Bless. Y'all, so that's starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be at 7 p.m. in St. Lucia. So that's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern time and 3 p.m. Pacific time. Y'all can tap in, tune into Honorable Priest Kailash's live stream with Riza Islam. And if y'all don't know Riza Islam, it's a powerful brother speaking powerful message, and definitely is going to be a very powerful live stream to tune into. So y'all can tune into the live. I'm gonna make sure I put Priest Kailash's. I'm gonna put his YouTube into the comments, so y'all could just go to it now and just subscribe to his YouTube channel and save his YouTube channel. So I'm gonna put that into the comments right now. Boom. So y'all can tap in on that link that I just put into the chat. That's Priest Kailash's YouTube channel. And y'all, it's gonna be powerful. I'm super excited. I'm really excited for this live stream. And I always love to just be vibing and listening to Priest speak and in the conversations and all that vibe. So giving thanks, y'all. Like I mentioned, we're doing a giveaway. Copy or screenshot the screen and put this onto your social channels on Instagram, on Facebook, and just tag us. Make sure we see it. And then from there, we are going to be picking one winner for a package. Not too sure what the package is yet, but we definitely will be coming forward with a package. So give thanks, y'all, once again. Like, give thanks for tuning in. Give thanks for the engagement. Give thanks for sharing it. I know y'all were sharing a lot, and give thanks for continuing to share. Keep getting the word out. Keep getting that message out as the sun is out, y'all. So it's time for me to go out there and get some sun. So sending y'all love, sending y'all balance, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. All right. Blessed love. Sending y'all love. Bless.